Here's what making your own joy actually looks like in midlife. If that feels like a lot of work to you, just hearing that, like make your own joy, and that feels like a lot of work, hold on, because I'm going to dig in deeper. I want to make it really easy. When I think about making my own joy, it isn't like I'm out there like making a campfire. I'm not like, oh my God, if only this spark will catch, and I'm not working and striving. It's quite the opposite. And I think I spent most of my life doing that. I think I spent a lot of time like, what makes me happy, and let me externally look out here. I mean, if you think about going out to recess when you were a kid in school, it wasn't hard. You weren't like, oh my God, I've got to play. I've got to get my energy out today. How will I do that? Well, the first 10 minutes of recess, I will structure it like this to make sure I get the most out of my playtime. It wasn't like that. And I think it's the same for us even in midlife. And I think maybe that's why it's hard sometimes for us to access it, is because we have all these like thoughts and frameworks and approaches to life and perspectives to life and productivity and goals and we've and control and I think we've kind of lost that sense of allowing things to come to us, allowing things to unfold, holding things with an open hand, walking through life with this posture, just like open hands, not gripping, allowing things to come, allowing things to go, allowing things to be and turn out as they need to turn out, not striving. And I think like this is the position, this is the posture that we can best access joy. Nobody taught me how to build joy. I don't think anybody's taught you how to build joy for yourself. I think a lot of times when we get to this middle age, and especially with perimenopause, how did I hear someone phrase perimenopause today? Our brain was completely rewiring itself for the next stage. And as beautiful as that is, it absolutely can feel like chaos in ourselves, in our bodies, in our minds. And a lot of times that's how I feel. And it can feel harder to connect to joy when things just feel so like you're standing on shifting sand and things feel so out of whack. How do we build joy in those times? We need to take back our attention and ask what it is that we love to do. What is it that 5-year-old you loved to do? What is it that, if you think back over the years, the times when you were happiest, the times when you felt most at ease? Was it the times when you were on vacation sitting on the beach? Was it the times where everybody was out of the house and you had the house to yourself, and the rare moments when you were home alone and you got to sit on a couch and read? Like, what are those things, big or small, that just like moments that you love? And then just start doing more of that in the beginning. Like, just start adding those intentionally into your day. And I think that's the beginning of finding joy. For me, how I make my own joy, in spite of being in this perimenopause phase, is I love trying things. I love doing new things and starting new things. I left my job. I left the country and I moved abroad. I sold our house and downsized into an apartment. I tried herding goats. I raised chickens. I did gardening. I did plants. I just started an Airbnb. I did all these things as I started looking back over all of that. And what I realized in connecting all those dots is that I like to try new things. And so knowing that about myself, I'm like going hard into it. Like, This is my play era where I am giving myself complete permission to start and stop. Take this off the shelf and try it. Put it back and go, that's not for me. Like jumping in, because I realize like that actually sets my heart on fire. And it's who I am. I'm curious about it all. And when I think about existing like that and approaching the world like that, I feel like a kid again. Like my eyes light up and I'm just excited about life. Like that process of kind of connecting those dots has been 4 to 6 month process for me, where I just was like, let me think about what I love to do. Let me just like evaluate, let me journal, let me go by myself and spend some time by myself and give myself time. I walked the parts of the Camino. And it was in that reflection, that space that I gave myself to think about it. And I don't know, like unfolded the pieces of myself and got to the like juicy middle, you know? And so I think that making your own joy looks like getting to that juicy middle of who you are. And how do you do that? I guess everybody does it differently. I listed some of the ways that I did, but how can you do that? You know, is it time away? Is it, and when I don't mean like a round the world cruise, although that would be great. And I feel like you could probably do a lot of soul searching on that. I know I could, but a lot of us don't have the luxury of the time or the money to do those kinds of things. So I'm not talking about it taking a lot of money and time and space. What you can do that an hour a week. You can do that in the shower, where you're just like, every time I take a shower, I'm really just going to be thinking about what it is I love to do. If you don't know what it is you love to do, but if you know what it is, if you have a hint, then your time is digging into that and doing more of that. If horses is what you love and horseback riding is what you love, then finding ways to incorporate that one time a week, one time a month, like however you can do that. If this is the kind of conversation you want more of, stick around, because this is exactly what we talk about here. Maybe you're like me, and trying new things will feel like mini adventures in life. Mini adventures. Many adventures. And maybe that's just one easy way for us to connect to joy. So if that's you, drop a comment and tell me what's something new you've tried lately. I'd love to know.